Think for myself and I won't do what they say. Well, I think for myself and I won't do what they say.
Hello. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's, Thursday, November 4th, 2021. And here are some of today's trends in the news. On the market front, well, the Dow was down a little bit, but S&P 500 rose for a sixth day in a row on Thursday as investors took solace. Isn't that a nice word of bullshit? Yeah, solace. That the Federal Reserve's patient stance on raising interest rates. Patient stance. Hey, we're going to keep putting out more of that cheap money and keep this Ponzi scheme going. We don't care if the PE ratios are at all-time highs and this bubble keeps getting bigger. Hey, we're money junkies. We're going to keep that thing going. Got it? Anyway, and then they had a little good news there about jobs. Yeah, let's see. On the jobless front, the week ended with U.S. claims total 269 claims. 269, they expected 275,000. And Friday, the new numbers come out. Last month, they were only got 194,000 new jobs, and they were expecting nearly 500,000. So, that's what's going on. It's a rigged game. And you know, the streets are dead at night. The action isn't nearly what it used to be. And you're seeing it place after place. So that this is going up, and we're going to get into more details. It's nothing more than bullshit. Yep. And gold prices, they went up over almost, 1.8% today because the Fed's going to be patient in raising those interest rates. And yesterday, of course, the Fed came out and said they were going to cut back on their bond buying schemes. Again, this is fascism. It's the merger of state and corporate powers, according to Mussolini, who knew a thing or two about fascism. That's his quote. And these fascist bastards and bitches, gotta be equal. Buying up corporate bonds, mortgage-backed securities. Yeah, fuck you. Oh, don't say fuck, Salente. Don't be proper. Let them fuck over us in a way that we don't like to be fucked. But be proper about it. People who lost their fights, disgusting. Yeah. And the Bank of England, they expected them to raise rates today, and they didn't. They're keeping the Ponzi scheme going. So as long as the Ponzi scheme keeps going, the markets keep going up. Cheap money. And oil. Brent was like $87 a barrel, $86 a barrel. And now it's down to $80 a barrel. And OPEC met today. And OPEC plus the other bandits there. And they're going to keep production where it is. They're not putting more out there. And they're saying, hey, look at the price of, natural gas going up. Ours isn't anywhere near that. So they're cutting back. They're not going to be putting more production in. But the important element of this is that still oil prices came down, from their highs. So what is that telling you? You're also seeing supply of oil in the United States increase at the latest numbers. So that means they're not using it as much. Supply and demand. And we're going to get into it, but here, Fed sets outline to taper stimulus program. Yep. The Fed cut its short-term benchmark rate to near zero when the coronavirus pandemic hit the U.S. economy in March 2020. Not when the pandemic hit, when slime ball scum dictators and tyrants closed down the economy and they pumped this money in to keep their money junkies going, and merger and acquisition activity hits an all-time high as the bigs get bigger and everybody else gets smaller, as we've been doing each week. Ben Davis, our economic writer, putting the facts in there week after week of the bigs getting bigger, and this is what they've done with it. And again, the Trends Journal, if you want to read history before it happens, see what's going on, what it means, and what's next, there's no magazine in the world that comes close to it. Again, we've been nailing this thing one after another. We have great writers, Gregory Mannarino among them, Joe Duran, Stu Tarlow, one great person after another. Anyway, we have the Feds. It goes on. It also has been buying at least $80 billion in treasuries and $40 billion in mortgage securities every month. More corporate crap. How about that, mortgage securities? Anyway, write about the details, because this is a criminal gang. We've been showing how from Powell to that arrogant boy, that Kaplan over there, Kraplin, the bankster bandit in Texas, doing deals when the Fed's going to come out, and he's betting millions of bucks. And Rosen shit, and it's all over the world. Oh, up in Massachusetts. Central banks under scrutiny over trading by top officials. All right? This is from the Financial Times. They're robbing us. They are bandits. Get it? Facts are here. The heads of two Eurozone central banks own sovereign debt bought by the European Central Bank. The chief economist and other guardian of monetary stability owns stock in big investment banks. Two officials and a third hold financial assets that may have benefited from central bank action. You got it? You got it? We are in a position now we've never seen in our lifetimes. It is a total takeover around the world. The bankster bandits, the drug dealers, that morons, imbeciles call Big Pharma, defense contractors, and big tech. Freedom gone. Again, we write in detail week after week what's going on here. Oh, forget inflation. Inflation is COVID-linked and transitory, Janet Yellen said. The head of that U.S. Treasury Department that came from the Bankster Gang. Yeah, if only a woman was in charge. Yeah, rough. Anyway, so she says it's only transitory. Financial Times. Bond traders bet higher inflation is here to stay. The investors have taken to the fight, and investors have taken the fight to the European Central Bank, dialing up their rate rise bets for next year, despite President Christine Lagarde's insistence that such a move was inconsistent with the ECB guidance, meaning that some central bankers have appeared to follow blah, 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 where they're saying that interest rates are not going up. And they're saying one after another, central bank communication is being challenged and successfully unraveled by the markets. This is one of the guys at Deutsche Bank. And they're all saying that investors say markets have some investors say markets have gone too far in betting that bigger economies will follow. They're all saying inflation is going up, contrary to what the banks are saying. the banksters. IKEA warns of price rise. All right? Lufthansa, this shows you the bullshit. Returns to profit as travel resumes. Boy, that sounds great, doesn't it? You read on to the article. The Frankfurt-based carriers said that although the passengers' numbers have gone up, it had carried in the last quarter represented 46% of what it was before the COVID war started. It's 46% of what it was. They're firing 30,000 people. What else we got here? Oh, Mondelez rises snack prices. Inflation. It's not going away. What American Eagle and $350 million logistic deal. Again, one big after another. I'm not even going through them here. Bitcoin surge spurs Wall Street and Citi to recruit crypto natives. This is from the Financial Times. I mention this because next week I'm going to be in Florida at Mark Moss's Market Disruptors Live. Go to that site, marketdisruptorslive.com. I'm going to be one of the speakers there. These cats are on the crypto edge. It's going to go from November 12th to the 14th. Love to meet you there, see you there, because this crypto is going on. Again, the only thing that's going to kill it are the governments, and China's going to be the one to do it. They're doing it first, but there's a long way to go yet. And speaking about China, Chinese told to store food as COVID restrictions bite. Not a conspiracy theory, Financial Times. And they have a real, oh boy, it's really rough over there in China. 1.4 billion people. This coronavirus is really spreading. Authorities reported 54 new locally transmitted cases on Monday. 54 cases out of 1.4 billion people. 1.5 million of them die each year because of air pollution. That's why they wear those masks. And they're locking it down. I'm mentioning this because what you're looking at, Netherlands reimposes coronavirus restrictions. Belgium tightened COVID-19 restrictions. Germany cases hit record daily high, going for more restrictions. China restrictions. The economy is restricted. Got it? Look at their bragging with Lufthansa profits going up when they're not expecting even next year at the best for air flight recovery to be 71% of what it was back in 2019, before the COVID war began. So now you're losing 30%. How does that affect all the other businesses that depend on air travel? Trade shows, conventions, hospitality, restaurants, all the workers and all the products sold in the different supply chains. Not a mention of that. And going back to China, who would have ever thought we'd be wearing masks like the Chinese? The Chinese way you must obey. Who would have ever thought that we would have been forced to lock down? The Chinese way you must obey. Anthony Frieda did the cover, Tank Man 2.0. This is what we've become. And I'm mentioning this article about China spreading fear and telling his people to store up for foods as more COVID restrictions bite. And the more COVID restrictions bite, the better it is for the drug dealers. Vaccine sales lift Pfizer's rosy outlook. Pfizer Inc. increased its forecast for sales of its COVID-19 vaccine this year to about $36 billion. $36 billion bucks. You got it? That's what's going on. And it's not stopping. It's only going to get bigger. And they're pumping more and more into it. So now, this is from America's president,
Bullshit.
Biden. My message to unvaccinated Americans is this. What more is there to wait for? Okay, I haven't been vaccinated. Why? I don't want to get vaccinated. You want to get vaccinated, you get vaccinated. What more do you need to see? I'd like to see the real numbers coming out of how many people are dying from it. Officially, I think it's around 17,000. But of course, the numbers are cooked. And all of the adverse effects, which we've detailed, in places like Norway and Finland and Sweden, a number of countries have restricted or banned the use of the Johnson & Johnson vaccination. So that's what I need to see. We've made the vaccinations free. I just wrote the profits. They're not free. That is a total fucking lie. You are a lying bastard, Biden, like Trump. They're not free. You stole my money from me to give it to the drug dealers. It's taxpayer money, bullshit Biden. The vaccine is FDA approval. Okay. Oh yeah. Who's that other scumbag? Oh, we forgot about him. Who was the fuck that was the head of the FDA? Oh, Scott Gottlieb. Oh, where's he now? With Pfizer. Fuck off. Oh, be polite, Salenti. Swallow the shit. So please do the right thing. But just don't take it from me. Listen to the voices of unvaccinated Americans who are lying in hospital beds. How about all those unvaccinated Americans that aren't lying in hospital beds? How about freedom of choice? How about the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution that allows me to be me and do what I want? And I'm not hurting you if you're vaccinated, because that's the bullshit you're selling. Anyway, here's how the propaganda keeps going. This is from today's Wall Street Journal. Some parents rush to get young children vaccinated. Oh, some parents? How about doing a story about all the parents that don't want to get their children vaccinated? No, we'll go along with the New York Times. The rush is on. Parents leap for vaccinations ahead of Thanksgiving. This is pure propaganda. Again, the data. On the 500 children, according to the CDC, died of the virus from May of 2020 to September of 2021. Pre-existing comorbidities, 78% of the people hospitalized are either obese or overweight. The recovery rate of people 1 to 19 is 99.997%. 99.997%. You know how many kids died in Sweden? 0. But that's what they're doing. A lot more here. You got it in your Trends Journal. But one thing I want to touch on before we go. Africa sees surge in military coups to a high since the 1980s and 70s. In Ethiopia, we've been writing about that, the Tigray. Again, that Nobel piece of crap. That's all that Nobel Peace Prize is. It's a piece of fucking crap. They gave it to the warmonger Obama, and they gave it to the clown that's running Ethiopia. He started the war against the Tigrays. I'm mentioning this because the global economy is going down. We have a refugee crisis like we're never going to see again in our lifetimes, only when it gets worse. But we've never seen one like this that's ready to blow up. These wars that are going on, the coups that are going on, people are going to be leaving for safe havens. You're going to see a rise in populist parties, anti-vax, anti-establishment, anti-tax, anti-immigration parties. They had an election in America. Oh, it was big news. A clown, boy. Another, again, everybody get this in your head. The way you win an election in America, oh, yeah, guy won, a truck driver won. Yeah, okay, yeah, good. The guy in Virginia, he was with the Carlyle Group. All right? Money. It's a corporate mob. You need the money behind you to win and the media behind you to support you. But what's going on in this last election, what it really shows is the disgust that people have with the system. And this happens all the time. People forget that when Obama, the first black president was elected, everybody around the world was, oh, glorious, it was wonderful. Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner. As soon as he gets elected, a troop surgeon to Afghanistan, goes on, destroys Libya, richest country in Africa, gone. Libya, Syria, one after another, bombs away, quote, I'm really good at killing people. Anyway, after he got elected on a big boost in 2008, the Democrats lost the midterm election, and they lost their majority. This goes on all the time. It's nothing new about it. We got a bunch of freaks in control, and the people get disgusted with the freaks, and it's a reality show. They get tired of one cast of characters, they go back to the other. There's never been a better time for a new movement than now. And we're trying to make that movement happen with the universal church of freedom, peace, and justice. And again, we've been issuing religious vaccine exemptions to those who join the congregation, and the feedback we've been getting is 100%. If your employer allows for a vaccine exemption, this one is bulletproof because it covers the religion both constitutionally and by your God Almighty. So thank you for tuning in. This is Gerald Salenti, and that's just some of today's trends in the news. The COVID-19 war has changed the world, but who's prepared? What's next? It's in your Trends Journal. Trends Journal subscribers are prepared. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens from the world leader in trend forecasting.